And all of that are offerings. And so I would like that if anything at all, if it is not possible to fully understand what you're doing, uh, think of something grand that you want to do that on behalf of. Think of somebody who is struggling somewhere and you're doing that for that person. Um, think of yourself as an offering to something bigger than yourself. That means become a sacrificial element because there is dignity in giving yourself for something grander than you. And so this is really what I would like to stir up your thinking toward. Yeah, you know. Anyway, that's what it is not a good idea uh, to seek perfection in the immediate. It's a good idea to think that here I am. I know nothing, but at least I know one thing. I can show up. Showing up with all your inability qualifies you for being to be hired by the Spirit to do the impossible. Uh, I don't know if that makes sense. Um, and it is something that stands distinctly from the idea of gaining some expertise first before you engage in what you may call career. Uh, you learn as you go through the trial and tribulation. Eventually, you get most of it by the end of your life, and that's the way it is. So my sense is that uh, each one of us who is present here may have been woken up by an ancestor, um, a close relative who is in the other world, and placed in this path to try to do something grand. And the nature of that cannot be completely delineated and clarified now because there's so much difference between the conscious and the unconscious that indeed a lot of information get lost in the middle. But what I know for sure is that as long as we're driven by uh, the this humble thought that somehow we must be doing something right, nothing will matter. And it is not about someone's tradition trying to impose itself on another tradition. I know that what I'm talking about may be inspired by Dagara culture, but when it comes here, sitting here, I have a hard time. Imagine, I mean, maybe last time you were Dagara people or some shit like that. I don't know. I mean, uh, the the color does not seem to matter anymore because in the eyes of spirit, something else is going on, and to be able to show up for something like this, this is at least very uncivilized. Uh, uh, um, and that's the effort that we need to make to know that there's nothing lost in suspending disbelief. And yet, it is also probably one of the hardest things to do. And why should we want to do the easy thing anyway? This is informed by a tradition uh, coming from Dagara people that are very addicted to divination. Before you go to a divination, you take ash and you go to the shrine of the ancestors with the problem that is bothering you. And you say to the ancestors, you will take this ash, produce a shield, take this set of cowrie shell, which is going to be the payment, and ingest in all of them the kind of answer that I should be looking at when I get to the diviners. And if you are tuned enough to the ancestors, the ancestor will be the one telling the diviner to tell you what is exactly going on with you. And so, in a culture in which you know something of that nature has not yet taken roots, uh, it's rather difficult to tell what's going to happen, whether what's going to happen will serve or deserve. You know, as long as the issue of going to ancestors to find some answers is concerned. See, I'm not suggesting that you dig thousands and thousands of years or hundreds and hundreds of years to find the whole line of ancestors. You can't do that yourself. I mean, you got to go back to Europe somewhere and begin the excavation. But at least one thing that you know is that you are associated with someone older in your family who's dead. The assumption is that over there they know each other. And so, as long as you know one, you can tell that one what you want and tell them to pass it around. Make photocopy, email it to them, or something like that. I mean, whatever, using whatever technology is available there, because you don't know the rest of them, but at least you know that one. And so, by getting in touch with one, you get in touch with pretty much all of them. Uh, and through that you can resolve quite a number of disturbing issues. But also you got to understand it doesn't have something to do with us posturing as beggars. We have to also go to the trees when we don't have trouble. Just go there, just probably to hang out. I say, look, you look cute. What do you got?